Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So today we are doing a skin tint showdown. So we will be doing a full day wear test showing how each one of these skin tints wear throughout the day. It will be a minimum of 8 hours worth of a wear test, and then you will also be able to see what it looks like in my studio lighting, what both skin tints look like in natural lighting outside, and then also what both skin tints look like under flash photography. So full in-depth review. Hopefully you are able to figure out which one of these skin tints will work best for you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today and clicking on my video. If you are new, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad, and let's just get right into this video. So yes, let me just kind of tell you where I'm going. I'm very interested in clean beauty brands. I'm not going to be transitioning to only reviewing clean beauty, but I also feel like that is a sector that is quite popular, and I'm interested in the products because they are getting better and better literally by the second and by the brand. And you all seem to have an interest in these products as well, just from the couple of polls that I've done. So you will be seeing more videos across my channel showcasing more clean beauty brands and just sharing that information for you. I want to be a really good repository for just beauty in general. So whether it's clean beauty, non-clean beauty, this or that, I want you to be able to come to my channel and at least be able to find a little bit of what you're looking for. So hence the reason why I've been asking you all about clean beauty brands, what brands you're interested in, and what types of reviews you'd like to see from me. So today we are reviewing and comparing two skin tints. So we have the Ilia Super Skin Tint SPF 40, and I wear this in the shade Kamari. And then we have the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, and I wear this in the shade 7.5. So I'm wearing the Ilia skin tint on this side and the Kosas skin tint on this side. Across the board and hands down between YouTube and Instagram, the two brands that I kept seeing over and over again were Kosas and Ilia. So two popular brands for good reason that you all are pretty interested in. So let's just delve right into this video. So starting out with the Ilia Super Skin Tint, like I said, I wear this in the shade Kamari. This particular skin tint comes in a whopping 30 shades, which of all the skin tints that I do have, this skin tint does have the largest shade range. And just not too long ago, I did upload a video ranking all of my skin tints. So if you'd like to check out that video, I will go ahead and link it for you right here. But this skin tint does retail for $48, and like I said, it comes in a total of 30 shades. We get a standard 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliters of product within this particular skin tint. And the shade Kamari is described for medium dark with warm undertones. Some highlights about this particular formulation is that it's oil-free, it is a clean brand at Sephora, fragrance-free, hyaluronic acid is in this particular serum, along with niacinamide and squalene oil, and like I said, it has an SPF of 40. Its basic description says that it is a clean tinted serum that provides light, dewy coverage with mineral SPF and active levels of skincare ingredients. So the coverage is supposed to be light and the finish should be natural. This is a very liquidy serum, very, very liquidy. And as you probably saw from the demonstration, very liquidy. Comes with a dropper and the bottle is plastic. Just so you know, this particular serum has a non-nano zinc oxide that is going to protect and provide weightless mineral protection coverage from UVA, UVB, UVC, and blue light with no white cast. It is also free of silicones, and it is stated to be non-comedogenic and safe for sensitive skin. Comparing it to the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, this particular tinted face oil does retail for $42. It comes in 16 shades, and we get the standard 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliters of product. I wear the shade 7.5, and shade 7.5 is described for tan skin with warm undertones. Some high points of this particular tinted moisturizer is that it has medium coverage, it's a liquid formulation, it is a clean brand at Sephora, and it does have a satin finish. So it says that this is a clean, comfy, light coverage makeup that meets active skincare with 6 nourishing botanical oils for more even, healthy, and balanced looking skin. So although this particular type of foundation does have 6 different types of oils, the finish of this particular foundation is still saying to be natural, and the coverage is supposed to be light to medium. Kosas says that this particular skin tint is for all skin types, normal, dry, combination, and oily. And just to tell you the types of oils that are in this particular skin tint, we have avocado oil and meadow foam oil. We also have red raspberry oil and jojoba oil, and then camellia seed oil and rosehip seed oil. Some lasting points about this skin tint is that it's non-irritating, allergy tested, clinically tested, non-comedogenic, and dermatologist tested. So both of these skin tints, or I should go like this because I have Ilia on this side and Kosas is on this side. Both of these skin tints are quite similar in its claims. They're both claiming to have light coverage, a natural finish. It's going to help to nourish the skin with all of the healthy ingredients in it. And I could say off the back, the major differences between the two brands and the product would be that the Ilia has an SPF of 40 and Ilia definitely has a larger shade range than Kosas. Now, both of these skin tints I'm very familiar with. I've had Ilia for well over a year, and I've had this Kosas skin tint for well over 2 years. So very familiar with how they work and how they work on my skin. So starting with the Ilia, because that's what we started with when we were doing the demonstration. As you can see, this applied very nicely onto the skin. I did use my hand to blend out both of the tinted moisturizers to start off with, because if you are someone who likes to use your fingers, I did want you to see how it would blend into the skin. And for me, I think they both blend better with a brush versus my hand, unless you were using a very small amount. But if you were actually trying to use either one of these skin tints for coverage, you're going to have to apply about the amount that I applied, and I think that is just a little too much for the hands, and maybe it's just me and I don't have the patience to use my hands, but it was just a bit too much for me. So I prefer a brush for a more seamless finish. I think it blended really nicely into the skin. I love the dew that comes from this Ilia skin tint. It is by far one of my favorite skin tints to wear in the summer because it looks so beautiful and glossy and radiant on the skin, especially out in the sun. I also like that it has an SPF of 40. So typically, like I said, I do wear this one in the summertime because I do have that extra SPF in it. And I always go in with my normal SPF anyway, but it's always nice to have it in a decent concentration in a product that you're gonna put on your face. So I think it blended in really nicely. The one kind of, not qualm, but just that I don't really care for with this product is the scent. It's obviously not any fragrance in it, but it's just this natural scent that kind of lingers. And I still to this day can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what it is, and it doesn't stink, but it's also not like an extremely pleasant scent, and it just kind of lingers. Like, I've had this skin tint on now for a good couple of hours, and I can just like faintly smell it. It may just be me and my nose, and like I said, the scent. It's not a scent that lasts all day, but it's just something that I notice, and I wanted to point it out. Going on to the Kosas, this is just one of my favorite foundations just in general, like across the board, hands down. I love it for so many reasons, but once blended into the skin, it's just like Ilia, a beautiful radiant glow. The claims for the Kosas one is that it's gonna leave like a natural velvety finish. And I think looking at the two initially, they look quite similar. I do see that the Kosas does give a little bit more coverage than the Ilia one does, because it does state that it's going to give you about medium coverage, and I would agree to that. If you wanted to apply less of the Kosas, then of course you'll get a lighter coverage. But I think the Kosas one gives you really nice medium coverage coming out of the gate if you use, like, if I could say, a normal amount, whereas the Ilia one is going to give you more light coverage, and you will have to build it up to try to get to a more medium coverage. But with the Ilia, I don't think you're going to get strong medium coverage, because that's just not the coverage that it's claiming to have and that it will give you. So I feel like with Ilia, with what I applied today, I got a nice light to medium coverage. And with the Kosas, I think I definitely erred more on the more medium type of coverage side. In natural lighting, I don't even have words for this glossy goodness of skin that I had in the sunlight. They both look amazing in the sunlight. And yes, these are both skin tints that you will want to set if you want them to have lasting power. I set both of them if I'm going to be wearing them throughout the day. The Ilia one I won't set if I'm going to the pool or if I'm just outside and I'm not really looking for like coverage, but I'm more so just wearing it because I want a really nice, beautiful glow. And then the SPF, I won't set it because when it wears off, I'm fine with it wearing off. But if I want it to like last throughout the day, I will set it. Today I went in with the Kosas Cloud Setting Powder in Pillowy, and I did set my T-zone with this particular powder. I also do have more bronzer and blush. So those are the main powders on my face, but I did not add any highlight today because I didn't want to make either skin to look more glowy than what it is. I tried to use more mattifying or like satin-like products versus highlighter-based products. And in terms of primer, I did not put a primer on today. I was gonna go in with a silicone-based primer, and when I went in with the Ilia Skin Tint, it did not like the silicone-based primer at all. It immediately started to peel up against my skin. So just as an FYI, Ilia does not like silicone-based primers, but Kosas does because I've used that primer before with Kosas and it's fine. So I just removed the primer because I didn't want any side to be misconstrued because of the primer. So we have no primer on those powders. I went in with the Kosas Revealer Concealer, and all the other products that I used on my face will be listed down in the description box below. When I did the flash photography test, very pleasantly surprised. There's no flashback, and I knew that, but you know, gotta show y'all that. There's no flashback, which I think is great. So if you like to wear skin tints just in general and you know you're gonna be taking some flash photography, you don't have to worry about having a white cast for either one of these. Off the back, these are both two beautiful based products. So this is what we're looking like, and like I said, as you can see that we're getting more coverage on this Kosas side compared to the Ilia side. But the Ilia side is giving us coverage. It's not just, you know, concealer that's offering coverage, which is great. Both of them are wearing beautifully. Both of these are going to transfer, so that's another reason why I do set both of the skin tints if I do want them to wear longer throughout the day. And in terms of how they felt when they blended onto the skin, the Ilia side definitely felt a little thicker when I was blending it into the skin compared to the Kosas one when I was using my hands. But neither side feels heavy. It's not like I can feel like, oof, this Ilia side feels heavier than the Kosas one. Neither side feels heavy at all. And if you are concerned about the oils that are in the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, do not be concerned. All of these oils are oils that will absorb very quickly into the skin. They don't sit atop the skin at all either. So you do not feel the oils in your or on your face. So if you have oily skin, I would just say be patient, wait till the end of the video because you might be surprised how both sides look at the end of the day. But so far, so good. So like I said before, I will check back in at the end of the day, which will be at least another 6 hours from now, and share with you my final thoughts on both sides of the face. Leave a comment down below before you get to the other half of the video, letting me know your thoughts. Which side do you think is gonna hold up better? Ilia? Kosas? Let me know. I'll see you at the end of the video. Okay, we are back. It is the end of the day, and I've had both of these foundations on, or skin tints on, for almost 11 hours. Like, we are literally about 15 minutes shy of 11 hours. So full day wear test for you guys. So I'm gonna come in a little closer so you can see how everything is looking almost 11 hours into this. So remember, we have Ilia on this side. Sorry if my camera's moving. I'm trying not to shake it, but we have Ilia on this side, and then we have Kosas on this side. What do you guys think? I know what I think. I think for skin tints and 11 hours of wear, almost 11 hours of wear, we are doing really, really, really good. So let's first discuss some similarities that we see between the two. So ironically, remember how I told you all, if you have oily skin, or if you were just concerned that both of these skin tints would just be way too dewy on your skin at the end of the day, am I looking like a grease ball? No, I'm not. Do I have a radiance? Yes, I do. But like I had mentioned earlier, what I think is so amazing about these skin tints is that you are not going to look extremely and overly dewy at the end of the day, especially with the Kosas one, being that this has 6 different types of oils. The Ilia one does not have an oil at all in it. Like I mentioned earlier, the oils really do absorb into the skin. They are there to nourish the skin. And I always say this because I just want to make sure people understand, if your skin is dehydrated, it is going to cause your oil glands to be overactive, meaning that your skin is going to say, we're extremely dry, we need hydration. So then it's going to trigger your oil glands to then produce more oils, and more oils than necessary. The added oils tends to lead to potentially clogged pores, and that leads to more breakout. But it doesn't always guarantee that your skin is going to be more hydrated. So that's why you can have people who have dry skin, but then also have like oily skin. So when we look at the oils that are in the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, all of them are there to hydrate the skin. So if the skin is properly hydrated, then it's not going to have this need to overproduce in its oils. So if you have oily skin or combination skin, more than likely, I do add a little asterisk there because everybody's skin is different, but more than likely these would be types of skin tints that could work for you if you don't mind having a little bit of dew, but you just don't want your face to be overly oily and overly shiny. I did wear my mask multiple times today. I went into 3 different stores, so I had to take my mask on and off. I was chewing gum under my mask, so I definitely was kind of moving it across my face. And I definitely had a line of demarcation on both sides of my face when I first took my mask off. But as you can see, you don't see the line so much anymore. I can't really see it at all. But I did notice that the skin tint from Ilia did wear away some, just a little bit, not too much. I didn't really notice too much wearing. I noticed a little bit of wearing right here, but that would be from the mask. Coverage wise, I definitely see more coverage on the Kosas side than the Ilia side, and that's what I noticed in the beginning. And I'm not surprised because the Kosas does say that you're going to get medium coverage, whereas Ilia is going to give us light coverage. There was no additional settling of the skin tint in my fine line, so that was nice. I did eat today. I tried to make sure that I didn't like wipe my mouth too much, but there is no prevalence of the skin tint settling in my fine lines. And like I mentioned before, I have worn this skin tint so many times, it doesn't settle in my fine lines terribly unless I don't set it. If I wanted to just wear it in and of its own, then it'll, you know, crease there a little bit. But if I set it with powder, then it's usually good to go. There is no settling of my fine lines over here, which like I said, normally it doesn't, but I have had some weird foundations that do settle there, so I always point that out. I think both sides look beautiful. So who would benefit best from either skin tint? First of all, I think just across the board, both skin tints are phenomenal. I would highly recommend both skin tints just because they are both beautiful. They are pretty long lasting. I mean, we've almost had these on for almost 11 hours, and you can still see coverage on my face from the Ilia side as well as the Kosas side. We might have a little bit less from Ilia, but it's not looking like, you know, concealer and then nothing on my face and nothing here because the skin tint has worn off. I would recommend both. I mean, I think they would do very well across, I would say definitely dry, normal combination. And then I would just say for my oily people out there, you know, take into consideration what you like and then what you're interested in exploring. So if you were someone who has oily skin, but you're just like, I love a good dew and I don't mind working with a skin tint, you know, I've got my blotting papers or I carry around a powder. I definitely think these are two skin tints that could work for you. Now, if you're somebody that's like, I'm oily, I want to stay far away from the dew, I am not interested in it, then these are not gonna work for you because you are gonna have some dew. And you know, I'm not gonna sell you some false claim like, oh, you're gonna be matte all day long. No, you're not. But take it from someone who has pretty normal skin. You saw how dewy it was in the beginning of the video, and now you're seeing it after almost 11 hours of wear, and I don't look like a grease ball. So take that into what you think about when determining, I have oily skin, do I think this could work for me? In terms of shade range, yes, the Ilia has more shades than the Kosas one does, but I think the Kosas skin tint does have a decent amount of shades, and I think they have a pretty nice shade range for what they have. So I would say explore both skin tints to see which one would give you the better shade range. Price wise, I think Ilia is about $6 more than Kosas, so we're not saving too much money going with the Kosas one or the Ilia one. The Kosas doesn't have an SPF. Ilia does. So I think there's a lot of similarities between the two. I think there are very small differences between the two that you would have to consider what will be best for you and your personal preferences. But just across the board, I think both of them really showed up today. They really came to play, and I don't see one side pulling better, like significantly better than the other. If I had to choose, you know, because we have to be honest here, I'm going for the Kosas because that is just my heart and I love it so much. But taking my love out of it and being objective for a moment, I would go for the Kosas because I think this one has just a little bit more flexibility of wear, meaning that if I want extremely light coverage like the Ilia, I can get that from the Kosas. And if I want the lightest of coverage, I literally just do one stripe on my cheek and that's it. So I can get extremely light coverage, but if I want a really solid medium coverage, I could put on more like I did today. I could have actually added a little bit more to add a little bit more coverage. Whereas with the Ilia, you know, I can take the dropper, I can add a decent amount to my skin, but it's not going to build up as much as the Kosas will. So if you wanted something that's a skin tint, but you really wanted like really good medium coverage from it, then I would say go with the Kosas because the Ilia is not going to give you that, you know, solid medium coverage. It's just not meant to build up like that, and that's fine. So for me, the Kosas gives me the glow that I want. Ilia does too, but then the Kosas one also allows me to wear it lightly, or if I wanted to wear it with medium coverage, I can do that, and I can't do that with the Ilia. So objectively, that is why I would choose the Kosas over the Ilia. Shade wise, I really like both shades, and I think they complement my skin tone well. So it really just comes down to like, I love the glow from the Kosas, and I can literally wear it across occasion. The Ilia one, I truly love it, but I love Kosas over Ilia. That's just me. So hopefully you found this review helpful. Please let me know if there were any questions that I did not answer. I hope to have answered all of them, but if I didn't, leave them in the comment section and I would love to be able to answer them for you. And thank you all so much who responded to my community board and my Instagram polls about your interest in clean beauty. I will definitely be doing more videos based on clean beauty brands. And like I said, I'm not converting over here, but I just want to make sure that you have some place to go to where you can check out products across the board, because that's just what we do over here. We just want to make sure we are a great repository. So I'm definitely going to do a full face of Kosas because a lot of you all were interested in that. Ilia, Westman Atelier, I mean, the list went on. So I got a little shopping to do, okay? So we're gonna get these videos up as I, you know, expand upon my collections from these brands. But leave in the comment section below if you find out any other brands that you're interested in that you might want me to review. And they don't have to be clean beauty. They don't, because like I said, I'm not just doing clean beauty. Just leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to explore those brands and then bring you my opinions and my suggestions. And if you have made it to this point in the video, you already know what you need to do. Consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad because we would truly love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.